Welcome to today's lesson. You will need your notebook for notes and a pencil or pen. Today we're going to talk about surface area of cylinders and pyramids. These are actually pretty basic. You just take the numbers and plug them into a formula. To find the surface area of a cylinder, you use the formula 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. Now keep in mind that we're going to be using 3 for pi. Now, the radius stands for halfway across the circle, and the height is how tall the figure is. So if we wanted to just find the lateral surface area, that would be without the bases. Remember, the area of a circle is pi r squared, and you have 2 circles, so that's where the 2 pi r squared comes from. If you want to just find the lateral surface area, you would just do 2 pi RH. So let's take a look at a problem. Why don't you pause and draw this figure in your notes? All right, the surface area is 2 pi r squared and 2 pi RH. I said that backward to what I wrote. So in this particular problem, what's my r? 4. And what's my h? 12. Let's plug everything into the formula. 2 times pi times 4 times 12 plus 2 times pi times 4 squared. Now you'll notice I didn't multiply the 3 in there for pi, and there's a reason for that. Let's just multiply everything inside the parentheses first. 4 times 12 is 48, so now I have 2 pi times 48 plus 2 pi times 16, and let's finish that out. 48 times 2 plus 16 times 2 would give me 96 pi plus 32 pi. Now you add these together just like you were adding them like x's. 96 pi plus 32 pi would be 128 pi. Sometimes your answers are going to ask you to leave your answer in pi form. That means that would be your final answer. Now if it said it wanted you to use 3 for pi, or it said estimating, now is the time when you would do 128 times 3. And that would give you 384 centimeters squared. Since it's an area, it's still squared. So you have terms of pi that you can leave it in, or the final answer that you can leave it in. You're going to have to leave it in both sometimes. So you should do the problems this way. Do each one separately, then combine like terms. All right, let's try another one. I would like for you to pause and work this one out. Okay, in this problem, I have a different number. The 10 represents what? The diameter. I need the radius. So what's the radius? 5. So now I can plug the numbers into my formula. 2 times pi times 5 times 14 plus 2 times pi times 5 squared. Now 5 times 14 is 70. 5 squared is 25. 2 times 70 is 140 pi plus 50 pi, which would give me 190 pi. Now what I did here, 2 times 70 is 130. Pi stays on the end. 2 times 25 is 50. Pi stays on the end. Now I add the like terms. 140 pi and 50 pi is 190 pi. So if it said to leave it in terms of pi, it would be this. And if it asked you for an estimate or a final answer, you would multiply 190 times 3, and you would have gotten that. How'd you do? Excellent. Okay, the next one is surface area of a pyramid. Now, surface area of a pyramid is a little different. It is needing a slant height. Now, a slant height is the height of one of the triangles on a pyramid. Remember, a pyramid comes to a point is made up of triangles. So the slant height stands for the L. The base of a regular pyramid is always going to be a regular polygon. That means it's going to be a square or an equilateral triangle for right now. The formula for the surface area of a pyramid is big B plus 1/2 PL. So that means the area of the base plus 1/2 perimeter of the base times the slant height. So let's look at what a lateral surface area would be. Remember, the lateral surface area is without the bases, so it's just 1/2 big P L. Let's take a look at a problem. Now you'll notice my bottom is it's a square 2x4 by 2.4 by 2.4. My formula is the area of the base plus 1/2 perimeter of the base times the slant height. So what would the area of my base be? 2.4 times 2.4. And what would the perimeter of my base be? 2.4 times 4, because there's 4 of them, and that would give me 9.6. Now, what's my slant height or my L? 3. So let's plug it into the formula. Big B was 5.76. P was 9.6, and L was 3. Now remember, order of operations, I've got to do these first. So that's going to give me 5.76 plus half of 28.8, or 5.76 plus 14.4. Add those two together, and you get 20 and 1600ths feet squared. You're taking your numbers and plugging them into a formula. Okay, so I want you to find the surface area of this shape. Hit pause and work it out. Okay, so what was the big B? Area of the base, which is what? 3 times 3, which is what? 9. Perimeter of the base was what? 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, or 3 times 4, which is what? 12. What's my L, which is my slant height? 5. Plug it into the formula. 9 plus 1/2, 12 times 5 would be 9 plus 60, half of 60, which would be 9 plus 30, which would give me 39 meters squared. And that's my final answer. Those are homework tonight. I want you to find the surface area of both of these shapes, draw them in your notes. I want you to leave the cylinder in terms of pi and find the actual, and then find the surface area of the pyramid. And I will see you in class. Have a nice evening.